Hi and welcome. Today we're going to find the absolute value of a value. Basically we'll build a class program in C++, and this is a continuation of the C++ classes. So what is the absolute value? What does that mean? Well, in mathematics, the absolute value is the magnitude of a real number without regard to its sign. In other words, if it was like a negative 300, you find the absolute value of it, it would be 300. In C++, there is a built-in function that's called ABS. It is used to get the absolute function, or the absolute value of something. And so in our case, what we'll do is we'll start creating a class or a program to find this. Well, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use our include files, include IOStream, input-output stream, which we use in pretty much all of our programs. And then we'll do an include of another library. Now this library is called CMath, and it has in it the getABS function. So without this, you don't have the ABS function. So we'll use a namespace. We'll use namespace standard in our case, std, and we'll create a class. And so our class, we're just going to call it absolute. That's kind of appropriate. And we'll use our curly braces. And inside our class, we'll have some public full colon, and we'll declare what we need that's public, which will be, let's see, we're going to need some indentation here, and we'll do void set value, right? And that'll take something called int m. Okay, and then we'll do void. Alright, so then int get absolute. No, not absolute. Let's do ABS value. The other one was too long. I hate functions that are too long. Names, I mean. Void. Okay, we'll end that with this, and we'll do some private, and in our case we'll just have an integer called value. Okay, and then that'll close off our class with curly braces and a semicolon. There's our class. And then what we'll do is we'll create the definitions now for the functions we have. Void, let's see, first one will be absolute, scope resolution operator, set value, and that'll be to m, and then curly braces. So, oh, I spelled absolute wrong. Look at that. I can see that. That E back in there. Okay. We'll indent a little bit, and our value equals M. And we'll close this. Semicolon. I'm sorry, no semicolon. Just close it. And then we'll go to our next function, which was getABS, right? So getABS value, we'll do that one won't be void. We'll have an integer, because we want an integer in this case because ABS function returns the built-in function returns an integer. So you're not going to use a double or anything else because it will basically truncate your answer if you were to use a double. So let's do absolute. We do our scope resolution operator, get ABS value. And then we just do, this one will be void, right? So let's make this one void. And we get our curly braces. Now this is going to actually do something, right? We have to actually have it get the absolute value for us. So in this case, we're going to type in value equals ABS. Yep, we're going to call the built-in function, and we're going to pass to it value, whatever the value is. So ABS value, and we do a semicolon. And in this case, we're going to return the answer. So return value, right? Because our value equals the ABS of the value. So we're going to return that. And that will close this function out with curly braces. And then we'll do int main. So this is our driver now. And in our case, we'll just do this. A curly brace in, and we'll do that. Now we got to use our class, and so our class is called absolute. Let's instantiate our class. I'm just going to instantiate it as the letter A. Okay, so absolute A. And then what we'll do is we're going to do A dot set value, and so we're going to give it a value, which in our case we're going to do minus 200. That'll be our value that we give it, semicolon. So we're sending that to our function set value, and so now the next thing we want to do is do a cout. Cout. And we'll write something like, let's see, absolute value of negative 200, because that's what we're using, right, is, and it's whatever, we'll leave a space, because when we put the answer in, we'll need that space. So let's now, let's now put the answer in, which would be a dot get ABS value. And once again, I don't have IntelliSense. This is just a text file that I'm typing this into. If you do have IntelliSense, then that's pretty cool. And you can use that. And that would be pretty awesome. But I don't have that, so I'm not using it. And then we do end L, semicolon. All right, end L gives us a new line. And so then under that, we're just going to do an indent and write in return 0, because everything worked. And we got to close everything with a curly brace. So let's go over what we did here. We have using namespace, we have absolute value, a class absolute, we have our functions set and get, we have a private value, right, and then we have void absolute set is our functions value equals m in this case, and then the really super important function is get absolute value, which value equals ABS value, return value, and then of course down in main we're just really creating our object right here, absolute A, and then once it's instantiated we are setting it the value to minus 200, and then we're going to print out the answer. And so there we go. If we go to our program here and we compile and we run it, our answer is absolute value of negative 200 is 200. So there you go. That is how you find the absolute value of a number using C++. If you enjoy these videos, please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends about it, have them subscribe. I will see you next time with another video on C++ or something else. Bye-bye.